We're officially on episode 5 of Uncomfortable Chats, which is really scary. But anyways, hopefully you guys are all good. I appreciate everyone that's watching and everyone that's supporting me and everyone that's messaging me, because I got a few people that are messaging me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start this episode a little bit different today. So no more coffee. I'm cutting off the coffee for a little bit because it's becoming a bit obsessive. I'm having coffee in the afternoon, morning, afternoon, and sometimes in the evening. Guys, it's not good. It really isn't, because it's not doing fuck all. So just water. So that is what we have today. What else is new? I think last episode, like, some of the feedback was that you could tell I was nervous because I was on Instagram Live, which is very much true, which is why I don't think I'm ever gonna do it again. I thought about it, right? I thought maybe it might be good to do it and to try it out, but I just don't think it's for me, because the whole time I was doing it, I could see, even though this is why I didn't put my glasses on, I could see like comments popping up and it was making me nervous, like genuinely. And yeah, no, it's not the way forward. I don't like that. I like being able to just talk and then not feeling like the sense of pressure or nerves, if that makes sense. Like, this is still something that's very vulnerable to me, very personal to me. And having people, especially, I think it's the whole concept of like, people on my Instagram have been following me for a long time. And because they've been following me for a long time, there's the perception of like, me now talking about all of these things is very shocking. And like, I don't know, it's just, these are people I see all the time. Like, I find it easier to talk to strangers. And obviously we know that concept where they always say it's easier to talk to a stranger than a person you know, because a stranger is gonna, like, you're never gonna see them again. Whereas someone you know is gonna see you again, evidently. So yeah, I think that's why I've also been procrastinating with posting on my Instagram, or the Uncomfortable Chats Instagram. Like, I've been 100% procrastinating because I'm like, where do I start? Which one do I post? I don't like. Thing is, I know how to do this, guys. I know how I want this to be. I know what I'm doing, but it's so scary. And I feel like right now, with this period of time, this time that I'm going through in my life, there is a lot going on mentally. Physically, my body is shattered and beaten from the amount of training that I'm doing. I'm having to see a physio. I'm having to see I don't even know what he's called, but I've had to go get acupuncture done. Like, my body, my back, everything is beaten and back right now. So it's like, even sitting upright like this, my back hurts. Like, everything is just hurting. But I'm feeling better, which is good, because we're on the road to recovery. But I've not been able to train as much or train as intensively as I normally do. And it's the quiet season for me. So that meaning, like, work isn't as busy and I have a lot more free time. And because I'm also just feeling really tired, exhausted, my body's battered and bruised, and plus I'm doing this, I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. And obviously there's a lot of other like personal things going on in my mind, like random thoughts and things like that. But I don't know, I feel like this time has been a very weird time for me personally. Like, I feel like the past month has been a blur. Like, if you sat there and was like, Hunter, what did you do over the past month? Genuinely, like, there's obviously certain moments that have stuck out. Like, I went to my friend's wedding, it was beautiful. And then obviously it was her birthday last week, and that was about it. Because I haven't really been going out for the past, like, 18 months. Unless it's for an occasion, I'm not going out to shake a leg, if that makes sense. I've literally just been having my head down, working, grinding, doing what I need to do. And yeah, it's just been a blur recently. I don't know. odd times. But I know I'm not the only person that's going through this at the moment, because like I know a lot of people that are just like, they're just tired, they're done, they're exhausted, especially if you're someone who's self-employed and is like working, constantly focusing on the business, but then also like has got to keep up on top of things in your personal life. It's a lot right now, guys, but it's good. Like I love what I do, but it's just been a lot. But then what has been nice actually is the amount of support. So I've had 2 occasions, well, more than 2, but 2 that are like very significant and that are nice, because I was in the gym last week, and was it last week, the week before that? Might have been the week before that. And I was training my client. So we had trained together. Or maybe I've got it twisted. No, we train together. So sometimes, like, I normally train on Thursdays, like I train myself, and then I say to anyone like around me, if you want to jump in on my training session, calm down. Are we going to die together? Yes. So I was in the gym and I was taking before and after pictures of my client. Also her progress, fucking beautiful. Honestly, it's fucking incredible. 4 months, the shape is shaping. Oh my God. And you know what? She's been telling me like she actually loves her body now and she feels incredible. And yeah, the confidence that she has, and also the strength and the mental strength she's developing, all these other things that are incredible to see. Like, I love her to bits. Like, she's definitely become more than like a client to me, which is nice. Which is why I pick my clients very significantly. Like, I don't just train anyone. But yeah, so this woman came up to me while I was recording my client. So we're literally in the change room and I was like taking pictures of her side, front and back. And then this woman comes up to me and goes, like, she recognizes me from Uncomfortable Chats. And then she was like, she thinks what I'm doing is like incredible and or very inspiring, and that I should keep going, and that she wanted to give me a hug. And do you know what's funny is that she doesn't even know my name, but she just recognized me from this, which was really, really beautiful. And I get really shy. Like, I don't know how to take compliments. I'm not very good at receiving compliments. Like, unless you're someone really, really close to me, like, I struggle to hear what you're saying for it to resonate. But I've been working on it and it's getting better. And yeah, that was really sweet, and it meant a lot, because yeah, it's nice to know that what I'm doing is resonating with other people, and the reasons of why I'm doing it is being seen, because it's important. But yeah, then the other one was my friend's cousin, and she's gonna see this, which is gonna be funny. But yeah, she was just telling me how much she's really, really enjoying this, like genuinely, and like she can see it. And she was telling me that her and her mate was sat down watching the episodes, and it's all of these things that like are making this worthwhile, right? Because this isn't easy. Sitting down on my sofa and talking about things I've not talked about in years, to show that you can grow, that you don't have to be stuck in that stagnant place of sitting in your pain, that you can grow from it, right? Because reality is, there's people that wear their pain on their sleeve, right? And wear it as armor and as a sign of strength. Then there's people that are wearing their pain but still reliving their pain every single day. Now, I'm not judging either one of those, but at the end of the day, what I've realized, in order for me to grow and for me to prosper and to get where I am today, I had to not sit in my pain. I had to let go of the pain and move forward, and understand that there's always going to be triggers. There's always going to be shit that happens in life that hurts me, upsets me, makes me question, like, what the fuck am I doing on this planet at this point? Like, there's always going to be things like that, right, happening. But it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy life, and you can't find happiness, you can't find peace. Like, happiness and peace are more of a state of mind than it is anything else. Like, I am blessed, I am peaceful, I am happy regardless of what happens in my life, because I still have a roof over my head, because I still have this, because I still have that. I have very significant things that I look at that I'm like, you know what, regardless of what's going around or going on, I still have this. And furthermore, even if I don't have anything, I still have myself. And that says more to me than anything else, because you were born alone, you're going to die alone. And I don't attach myself to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't attach my happiness to objects. I don't attach it to people, to moments, to things, to, if I lose my pair of glasses, I'm not going to have a fucking mental breakdown. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you have to kind of detach your happiness to be attached to things, and just understand that your happiness is your mindset. Like, when I'm low in my frequency and I'm feeling not really good, or if I'm not feeling like I want to train, or if I'm just feeling tired, or whatever way I'm feeling, right? I kind of am just like, okay, cool. What I have to do versus how I'm feeling. How I'm feeling doesn't fucking matter, right? And there's a really good book that you should read. It's called Don't Believe Everything You Think, which is really important, because everything you think versus how you feel about something, right? Now, there's a difference between I don't feel like going to the gym because I'm tired, because I just want to be in that place where I just don't feel good, where I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to do nothing, I can't be fucking bothered. Versus, okay, I know I need to do this and I've committed myself to doing it. Why am I not going? Is it because my body is tired, I'm ill, or because I just can't be bothered? Because there's a very big difference, right? And everyone says to me, Hunter, you're always training, you're always like in the gym, your body looks incredible. It's because I go and train whether I like to or not. It's whether I want to. Like, I don't care whether I'm in the mood or not. And sometimes lean on people. This is why it's important to have people around you that you can lean on. Like, I'll message my girl and be like, listen, I don't feel like training today. And she'll be like, Hunter, get your ass in the fucking gym and squat 100 kg. And best believe she's going to message me 3 hours later to be like, did you squat? Have people around you like that can support you. But also, you need to learn mechanisms in order to push yourself out the door too. Sometimes I'll do things I'm not in the mood to do, but I have no choice. I have to do it because I've made a commitment, because I've told myself I'm going to do it, because I put it in my diary. If it's in my diary, I have to do it. But also then there's a fine balance of not beating yourself up if you haven't done something. Like, the past week, in terms of my work level, like, I'm always working at such a high level in terms of like, I'm constantly doing something Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday. Like, I work, like, I train my clients Monday to Friday, but still within that, I'm running 2 other businesses constantly. And this is what people don't understand. So I never switched off 100%. So when I get times where I'm just like, I don't want to do anything, and I'm rejecting posting anything on social media or doing anything, like when I didn't want to like record episode 4, not last week, but the week before that, because I was just like, I'm not in the mood. I'm not doing anything. Like, I just didn't record it. And I gave myself grace. So there's a time and place, and you kind of have to learn. And no one's gonna give you the recipe of how you'll know the difference, right? You kind of need to understand yourself and your body in order to gauge the difference. Like, when I knew I shouldn't have trained 3 weeks ago, and then my back seized up because I knew I shouldn't. Like, something in my body was telling me, okay, this isn't me feeling tired, and like, this isn't like muscle soreness that I should be training on. I can feel something ain't right. So now, what happened? I didn't listen. Back seized up. Next thing you know, I'm out for a whole week. Can't train. Then I'm going to physio. Then I'm having to go get needling done. Then I have to go to physio again. It's been the consequences for not listening to my body. So I'm not going to try to tell you how to, right? Because it takes time to learn. But obviously there's little tricks and ways that you can understand yourself a bit better. But anyways, the reason I wanted to start this episode slightly a little bit different is because obviously I've been going into the story times of what happened in the US, and then now we're into what's happened in the UK, and we haven't even unpacked half of that shit, realistically. But I kind of wanted to talk about what has been going on now, so then I can keep you guys up to date with what's going on now versus what happened then. Because that's the whole point of this, isn't it? It's demonstrating that you don't have to be what you're meant to be, but also that you can change your life around completely. And the person I am now is obviously completely different from the person that I could have been, or I was raised to be, or even my mentality when I was 14 to 17, and then 17 to 25, and 25 to, I'm going to be 28 in September, like, which is incredible. Like, I remember putting so much pressure on myself because of everything I'd been through. Sometimes we use our experiences and our pain to fuel us, to be like, I have to get here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to prove everyone wrong, boom, boom, boom. But sometimes there comes a point where it's like, okay, I don't want to constantly use my experiences to fuel me to get there. Because once I get there, what am I going to use? I don't have anything. I'm constantly going to be chasing something. And I remember my friend mentioned to me, she's like, Hunter, you're constantly chasing the next thing and constantly trying to achieve and always achieve your goals. But when is it ever going to be enough? And that really resonated with me, because where I've always had to prove myself to be good enough in a lot of different aspects of my life, whether that's work, relationships, friends, family, whatever it is, right? Or even just being in a room full of people. Like, not saying that I make myself like someone who's like, when I walk in, I have to draw the attention of everyone. That's not how my character is. I naturally draw attention to me without even trying, right? But people stereotype me, right? So we're not going to get into that. Let me just divert. The whole point is, if you constantly use your pain as fuel, not saying that it's not going to jumpstart you, it does. Don't get me wrong. Like, when I was younger, like when I was here, like I was like, I'm going to school, I'm going to make sure I get those grades. I'm going to make sure I do this. I'm going to make sure I do that. And if this law firm doesn't want to take me and allow me to do my work experience here, I'm going to walk into the next one. Like, this ability where I was like, I don't give a fuck who tells me no, I'm going to make this shit happen. But that is fueled by my desire for me to have a better life, right? I'm not using my pain to say, oh, like, this happened to me, I was beaten, I was this, I was that, like, and try to fuel it. Like, I think that's why even now, like, when I'm doing my Muay Thai, I don't know, like, I remember when I was younger, like, I was able to get into a mindset of, like, when I was doing pad work or boxing or fucking being taught how to fight, like, getting myself in a mindset of a fighter and being like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. But then I feel like I've just, like, I don't know, I can't do that now. Like, I'm so much at peace with everything and a lot of things that I don't have to tap into my anger in order for me to become something. I'm just me without all of it, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of this is going to make sense, right? Whether it does or doesn't, I don't know. But now when I'm doing my Muay Thai, even though obviously I have triggers and trauma around fighting and things like that, I don't have to, like, if I was told to do like shadow sparring, like sparring, like, I don't know, like, some people are able to get into that mindset of like boom, 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 and then visualize certain things and be able to play like just this level of control and discipline and all of this. I'm not able to tap into it. I don't know if it's because I've blocked out how I felt about it when I was younger because the trauma was so bad or whatever it was, but I'm just not able to. That makes sense. Like, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, I don't know. But hell, it does it. Like, I guess what it allows me to do is stay very, like, present. And then when I'm not present, you can tell I'm not present. I don't know if this makes sense. Anyways, the whole point is, like, using anger and past experiences to constantly fuel you, eventually when you get where you want to get and you're not using those things to fuel you anymore, what else do you have? Like, what are you going to lean on emotionally? Because I found, like, I've not needed to use my experiences all the time when I was younger, but like, I'm trying to think if there were certain moments where like I allowed it to fuel me. And I think there were certain points in my life that I did, but it was very short-lived because, I don't know, I just never felt sorry for myself, like, in a sense. And I'm not saying, like, if you've gone through something, right, you end up feeling sorry for yourself, because you don't. But, like, because people would make me feel like, oh, well, are you a victim? Because you went through this, you went through that. Like, I never wanted anyone to label me with that, because I was like, I don't know. I've never been able to take on the fact that, like, yeah, I knew this shit was fucked up. Yes, I knew it was wrong, but like, I never was able to like feel bad for myself, if that makes sense. I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting episode, I think. A few things I'm saying right now are probably political, because some people are gonna disagree and then agree. I don't know. Who knows? But it is what it is. This is me trying to understand. But obviously the person I am now today is very different. So guys, like, the people that are watching all these episodes and even the clips on TikTok, they're like, oh my God, you just need to keep going. You just need to keep going. Thank you. But I'm here. Like, I don't use my experiences to drive me forward. I use me and what I want and the future I want for myself, my kids. I don't have any kids, but I will one day. That day is gonna be a beautiful day. My husband, like, the life I want for myself and the life I'm already having for myself and the life that I already created. So, yeah. Anyways, we left off at Bethnal Green Academy. So we're gonna start there. So let's recap. So, come back from Tenerife. Basically had a suitcase or 2 suitcases, no idea what they had in them. Long story short, passport got seized, and then went to the house in Shadwell, and then got put into Bethnal Green Academy. And obviously that was political anyways, because they were like, you guys have no academics, and we're like, yes, we know. So we went anyways. I think I was put into year 9, year 10. I don't actually remember. Honestly, guys, the way I've blocked certain things out, like, is insane. Sometimes I'm like, I don't really have memories of a lot of things. It's quite interesting. Anyways, so went to Bethnal Green Academy. Now, going to school, oh my God. Ignore me because I'm using this. This is for the tripod, but I can't pull it on the light. So I'm just using this to be able to hit my hand. I don't know why. Ignore me. Went to Bethnal Green Academy, and fucking hell, guys. This school, I have one person that I still speak to from this school. Otherwise, everyone else writ off. Like, this place, I've never been, like, I remember I went to school in the States for 1 year, and that was cruel, right? But this, compared to that, like, different. Like, from what I grew up with, was like my first exposure with a school in the US. Whereas if we got a problem or people want to say shit, we're gonna handle it. Do you know what I mean? That's we're gonna fight. This school, oh my God, this honestly shaped my level of patience that I have now, because I had to develop patience. Because, oh my God, let's get into this. Let's drink some water, because anyways, let's try to start with the beginning. So I remember going to this school, right? Walking in, and there was a hype around the 2 American girls that had just joined. because obviously me and my little sister both joined. Now, there was this thing where I felt like everyone wanted to like talk to me because obviously my accent, my experiences. Also, there was another girl that joined. If you remember, G's daughter, she joined as well. So obviously I'm in a different year group than my sister. So I'm in the year above, she's in the year below. Now, there was this big hype around, you've got this American girl, like everyone wanted to kind of like be my friend. And I've never been that type of person that I'm like cliquey with groups, or I like to be in a group, or that's just never been my mentality. So from what I remember, right, there was these two girls that like there was like this group of girls that was the popular girls, right? And oh, this is just so jarring. I hate this school, guys. It tested my patience. So I'm trying to go through my memories because I haven't spoken about this in a long time. So yeah, pissed me off so much. So there was these girls that were like the popular ones, and then obviously I always hung out with the year above me. Like I always gravitated to older people in general. Even like the people that are in my life now, they're like older than me. I don't have people that are like my age or younger than me, really. I do and I don't at the same time, but I've always gravitated to people older. Now, all I remember was me basically becoming friends with this group, but me also expressing that I'm not really a cliquey person. I don't want to be in a group. And then this is how I met my best friend, the guy that I'm still friends with till this day, right? Now, me and him, the way we met was fucking hilarious. So obviously you have both year groups are being split, right? So the older year group are on one side of the playground, and then the other side is the younger year group, right? Then you have like a pitch in the middle, and then behind the school, between the pitch and the building, there was like a little like a long hole. What am I saying, hallway? A like big path. See my English? Fucked. And I think this is because ever since I've not worked in the office anymore and it's my quiet season, I don't talk that much. I don't know why. I need to be around more people that use English all the time because I feel like my English is going fucked. Anyways, so it's like this long path, right? It's not even the right word, it's going to do my head in. Anyways, I remember like he and I, like, so there was like this table, we'd all sit there and we'd talk, and like I knew a few different people, which was cool. And then I think before it started getting bad, it was all right. Like I was friends with a lot of people, not necessarily friends, but like I knew people. But I remember saying like I remember telling the girls that I didn't want to be a part of their cliquey group. Like I'm just not that type of person. And I've always been that type of person where I'm just like, nah, I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it type of mentality. So then, long story short, we're sat at this bench between both playgrounds, and then all I'm seeing is this guy poking at his head like that, and it was hilarious. Like, so then everyone was trying to be like, oh, he likes you, and it was never even like that, right? He genuinely became like my best friend to the point where I still speak to him now, even though when we piss each other off, we don't speak for like 6 fucking months. But anyways, so yeah, me and him became friends, and then like I became friends with like his friends that he knew, like the older year group, and like a few of the girls, and like that's who I became close with, right? And the reason why this is important, because this story develops. Remember, we're not finished. So I became friends with this girl. She's Jamaican. Remember, I don't say names. So yeah, and if we found out that she actually lives not far from me, so she also lived in Shadwell. And yeah, me and her became really close friends, and then we started taking the bus back, and she's the one that kind of like, I would say like took me under her wing a little bit. But obviously she's in the year above me, so she's obviously with her classmates doing, obviously they have their different activities as well and different things that they would do versus what I would do. So then a lot of the time I started doing track, and this is what I started doing, if I remember correctly, I started doing 5Ks and 1500s at my length. So started running, and also did, what is it? Oh, why am I forgetting the names of things? I also was doing field stuff, so I was doing shot put. I was really good at shot put actually. And I forgot the other one. Shot put and discus, yeah, discus. So this is where like we started playing, and like I started going to competitions, and yeah, I started doing really well. Like I felt like, okay, I was integrated into the school. But then trouble starts, as it does, you know, what happens in life. So then, but obviously at home, like this was what was happening at school for the first like few months, I'm guessing, I can't remember properly. But at home, like all I remember was like I ended up getting a dog, a little staffy, and then I also had a snake. And then, but bear in mind, I don't remember my biological mom ever really being home. So I remember coming back, and I don't remember her really being there. And then all I remember was like I can't remember her coming to parents evening. I think she came once. I don't remember, honestly guys. I blocked this out so much. I'm trying to remember stuff. I'm just really struggling to remember. But yeah, so then I remember her coming to the track one time to watch me run. Oh my God. That was the worst decision. I swear, I wish she had never come. And I don't think I actually wanted her to come. I never asked her to. I think she just showed up. But I think it was more of a way of like, people would be like, oh, she came to support you. Nah, this woman came in heels, chest out. Like, she looked like a fucking Jimbo. Like, she just looked 10-10. She just looked too good. Anyone that would look at her would be like, that woman's definitely a porn star. Or she does something related to something. Because there's no way in hell she's walked in to Milan track looking the way she did. And all I remember is seeing like all the guys staring at her and looking at her, and it was just embarrassing. Honestly, it was so fucking embarrassing. And then from there, people will be making comments like about my mom. And then I'm trying to remember when the bullying started, because the bullying started, but it was a bit fucked, right? Because there started being rumors, and I can't remember if this was before or after, but rumors that apparently like I had done this with this guy or done this with that guy that never fucking happened. And I was like, why are there being rumors that apparently I was on the roof of the school with this guy doing this? When did I do this? Or behind a bench. I was like, that is great, guys. But I always took these things and laughed at it, because I was like, how did I get on top of the school and do this? When did I do it? And also, how did I do that behind a bench without anyone seeing me? Because, you know, you can see through a bench. So when did these things happen? I was very confused, right? And I remember even one time when I was like, obviously BBM, that whole fucking, because I didn't have like one of those phones, so I didn't know what was being chatted on there. And apparently people were trying to chat shit about me on that. And I remember being on the bus with my friend, the Jamaican girl, and someone must have been like, oh yeah, like I want to beat you. And I was like, what, we want to fight? Because I had no fucking clue, guys. I didn't understand what was being said to me. When someone said, oh yeah, what, you want to beat? And I was like, what, you want to fight? Yeah, come, let's go, step off the bus. He's like, what? And I was like, that, because I just didn't understand like the slang difference. No, there was no computing in my brain. Like, I don't understand beat versus that translating to having sex versus, for me, that means you want to fight. Let's go. But yeah, so anyways, this is the funny dumb shit, right? So then it escalates, as it does in life when you're a child. My sister must have what am I saying? My sister, My sister must have confided in a friend, which is not always advised, right, guys? Because kids can be little shits. Now, she must have told this girl, I need to change position because my back is, oh, and my hips. She must have told this girl, right, what happened to us in the States. Now, this is why I say kids can be horrible. Why did this girl go? Why am I yawning? Why did this girl go and spread it and tell people? So now, next thing you know, it's like I walked into school and everyone's found out what my mom does, what my dad did to me, what my dad did to my sister, just everything. So now, because I wasn't obviously like 100% liked by everyone, because one, I didn't want to be the center of attention, and then two, because I was best friends with the guy that I mentioned, people just started creating rumors that obviously weren't true. And then from there, it just escalated. Oh my God. Because now people found reasons to be like, oh yeah, she's like this, she's like that. Oh, this has happened to... Mate, kids are fucking evil, right? Because people were going around and people were like, yeah, your mom's a porn star, your mom's an escort. And just saying fucked up things to me, to the point where, like, I genuinely, if I wasn't in isolation, like the last year, I was in isolation all the time. I wouldn't go to lunch. Half the time I would just want to be in my teacher's classroom studying maths. I just wanted to keep my head down because everyone was doing my head in. And like, I was like friends with the police officer at the school, because I would just say to them, guys, like, for kids to be saying this to me, I have every right for me to want to beat the living shit out of these kids. Like, makes no fucking sense. And oh my God, why is everything like that right now? See guys, I need to sit up. Okay. So yeah, so then, long story short, let's move this so I can sit up more upright. Okay, good. Beautiful, see? That's better. So yeah, once everyone's found out what my mom does, what's now happened, everyone's all chatting shit, rumors are being said, I'm losing my shit, right? Because you can say things to me, like, a lot of the time, like, when I was younger, like, you can say things to me and I'd be like, yeah, whatever, like, type of thing. But you really, really have to get me mad. Now, with my little sister, people obviously bullying her, and that's when I would lose my shit. But also, because I was the protector, because I was always someone who was like, you can try to chat shit to me, but I'm not gonna let you sit here and bully someone else. And I remember there was this girl, Somalian girl, right? Now, me and her became friends, and she was actually getting bullied by this group of girls. And all I remember was me going up to these girls while they were sitting down in the lunch area and telling them that if they say anything or try to do anything to her again, then basically that we're taking her all outside. Like basically leave her alone. I can't remember what I said. I thought I was, honestly, I was a little badass. I swear to God. Or maybe the way I remember it is different, but my energy is like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you fuck with her, you're fucking with me. And that is basically what I said when I went up to this group of girls. I think there was there was about 5 girls on the table, right? It's some shit you see in a fucking film. So basically told them they fuck with her, they fuck with me type of energy. And I became friends with her, and I always looked out for her. And then, yeah, like, it was me, her, I'm trying to think if there was another girl. But yeah, so then I don't remember how it turned. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how it did. But all I know is about around the same time that everything was really bad for me, where like I was getting into fights with people, like this girl turned on me. Something happened. I can't remember to save my life. But all I remember was declaring that I'm going to beat the living shit out of her. And she would chat so much shit, but it would hurt me, right? Because I protected this girl, and because of my mentality of where, like, I don't want to see anyone get hurt or bullied, that now that this girl was chatting shit to me and like turned on me, I was ready to lose my fucking shit. And like literally beat the living shit out of her. But it was making me so sad and angry at the same time. So long story short, all I remember was, yeah, just a lot of people saying a lot of shit about me that wasn't true. Oh yeah, she sucks guys' dick, she does this, she was fucking this guy, she was apparently I was fucking everyone in the school at this point, mate. Like, there were so many hurtful things that being said. And then furthermore, I remember, and even though this guy apologized to me, like this was another thing that like drove me insane, was people bringing up the fact that I'd been raped by my dad and bullying me and using that against me. I told you, kids are cruel. Kids are very cruel, because it's taken years for this guy to apologize to me. But I remember being in Bethnal Green and we saw each other and him apologizing to me about this, right? But because, long story short, we were walking to school, me and the girl, Jamaican girl, and I can't remember if my sister was with me, but we were walking to school, and where we were coming off Bethnal Green Road, right, there's a bus stop, and then there's a corner shop that we all went to after school, right? And then all I remember was walking past the shop, and I'm more towards the bus stop, and then him saying something like he wants to take me on a date, but I was like, no, I like something, me rejecting him, right? And then him turning around and saying, go back to America and get raped by your dad. Bro, blacked out, gone. Don't ask me how I ended up from where the bus stop was to where the corner shop was. Don't ask me. All I remember was my friends shouting like and scratching both of us and trying to pull us apart, because what I must have done when I blacked out is I know how I got from A to B, but I somehow had his tie wrapped underneath my hand, and I had my chin tucked underneath him. Maybe it was his hand, I can't remember. But I had my hand tucked underneath him, had his tie so he couldn't move, had my head tucked underneath his chin, and was just hitting him. That's all I remember, was just hitting him. And then her trying to get us apart, screaming, the police coming, the police coming. And then the police officer comes over, I let him go, and I get off of him, and I walked up to the police officer. I said, what would you do if a guy said to you, go back to America and get raped by your dad? And then I walked off. I was fuming, because my mentality, right, I will stand up to everyone and anyone because I look for justice. I don't know why I'm like this. I've always just been like this. I look for justice. And there was no way in hell. If you want to take me, if you want to do whatever you want to do, I stood up for my motherfucking self. How about that? Because there's no way no one's going to say that to me. Furthermore, what would you say if someone said that to your daughter? That's all I remember, is me telling him, what would you do if someone said to your daughter? It's done. The police officer would look so much in shock. And bless the guy, because that nice little black eye in his eye, I was like, yep, that was me. Yep, good. Like, and this guy was bigger than me. But this was my mentality. Like, this is why I say, like, I don't understand, one, how kids can be this cruel. But two, I blacked out a lot when I was younger. I don't remember how I handled these situations. But yeah, all I remember was teacher seeing me telling my teacher what happened. I think it was actually, was it my hospitality teacher? I can't remember. But yeah, I had amazing teachers. Genuinely, I'm so blessed because I had great teachers. And even though they knew what people were saying about me, when I was in class and someone would make a comment or say something, and sometimes I would let it go, and sometimes I would stand up and they'd be like, Hunter, and I'd be like, you know what I want to do, because I want to lose my shit, because these people are just tormenting me and saying fucked up things to me. And it was so fucked up, but nah, my teachers were incredible. My science teacher, my maths teacher, he used to teach me about maths obviously, but during like break time, he'd obviously be in there praying, and then I would ask him a lot of questions about obviously what's like in terms of being a Muslim, what's the practices, what do you believe in, what's the difference. Like I would ask questions because I would always be interested, and he would always call me like his little daughter. Like he'd always look out for me, and no one was allowed to fucking bully me in that class. And anytime anyone tried to say anything, everyone knew I was like the teacher's pet. So, but I didn't give a fuck. You wanna know why? Because I didn't have no education, mate. I didn't know how to read properly. I'm learning how to do maths. Like science, I love science, but it just wasn't making sense. And the maths didn't support me. The fact that I didn't have, like, I couldn't read properly, that wasn't supporting it. So the science aspect, as much as I enjoyed it, yeah, it was just way too complex for me at that point, right? So then, yeah, I moved down to, what is it, BTech Science, but my teacher, he was fucking incredible. I remember even after I left school, he enrolled me into this, I think it was this challenge. Yeah, do you know what? I had a lot of teachers that like watched me go through a lot of shit, and they really supported me. Even like half the time, guys, and see this girl, I'm not gonna let you forget this girl. I remember I almost picked up a table and smashed it on her because she fucking was tormenting me in class. But you know what? See, this is why when I talked about learning patience, all these people that were fucking with me, right? Her in particular, because they knew I was after her, I would tell teachers, I was like, I'm gonna fuck her up. I told my head of year, I said, I'm gonna fuck her up. I said, watch when I finish my exams, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of this fucking girl. Because I had to. She had tormented me for so long. She hurt my feelings so much. I was like, nope, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of this girl. Yep, she's done. So for a whole year, until I finished my GCSEs, I was gonna beat the living shit out of this girl. This is where my patience kicked in, right? So this can give you an idea of like my mentality as a person. I'm very patient. I don't necessarily hold grudges. And I can let things go. But if you're tormenting me for nearly a year and a half, I can't let this go constantly, every day. But anyways, I haven't spoken about this story in years, but that story. Oh. See, guys. In fact, I don't have any young people watching this, right? But there's going to be some of you on here that have gone through some fucked up bullying or been a bully. If you've been a bully, you're an asshole. But I understand sometimes it's easier to be the bully than be the bully. But I could never be the bully. That was never my mentality. And if anyone ever tried to say I bullied them, why did I? I don't bully. I will just fight you. I'll just beat the living shit out of you. And then we're done. We can make up. We can be even friends after that. We can sit there and talk it out. Half the time, we're going to talk something out. Cool. But let me just beat the living shit out of you first, because what you said was fucked up. But anyways, you either relate to this or you don't. You either bullied or you were the bully. Or maybe you weren't. Maybe you were the popular one. I don't fucking know. All I know is that kids are cruel. And my upbringing within that school, fucked. Because all I remember, like I said, police officer was my friend. Sometimes I wouldn't be allowed out until after everyone else was let out. Because they were like, Hunter, you're going to fight her. You're going to do something. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going home. Told you, I'm going to fight her when I finish my GCSEs. And they were like, I said, I promise you, I'm going to do it when I finish my GCSEs. At least let me finish my grades. I understand. I'm not going to throw everything away, you know, because there'd been too much going on. And obviously, when people try to chat shit about my sister, that would then be a problem. But yeah, other than that, like, it was great. Even though, like, I didn't cause these problems myself, my mentality was, I will handle it. Like, it's fine. So yeah, we're not done with this story. Then we get onto the parts of when I went to sixth form and how that developed. And then what else? Oh yeah. Don't forget, because this is also when I put myself in foster care. So yeah, the next episode, guys, is going to be interesting. Which one isn't it actually at this point? But yes, I'm declined to now start saying to you, lot, can you start commenting? Can you start leaving something? Anything at this point? At this point, I'm gonna steal this from Leo Skeppy because I fucking love his content. What's an easy thing to do? Because I understand I don't always comment on people's stuff. I always find it like a bit weird. Okay, what should I say? Unless it's something that's triggered me to say something, I'm like, what am I gonna say on this? So what should we do? Should we do something similar to him where we just put an emoji? Should we just put a word? Maybe we should do a hashtag. Should we do a hashtag? Okay, so it's up to you. Do you do an emoji or a hashtag? But do a hashtag that resonates with you. Like, for example, what's a hashtag that resonates with me right now? I'll handle my business. Handle my business. Or I stand on business. 100%, because I waited a whole year to beat the living shit out of this girl. Whew. My patience. And I got my grades. Everyone would be so fucking proud of me. I got my grades. But did I have to work overtime? I was in school, lunchtime, early mornings. Was I studying? Yes. I had my fucking head down and I was studying my ass off. Even when it made no fucking sense. And the amount of times I would ask my teacher to show me how to do this because it doesn't make sense. And he probably showed me it 1,000 times. But you know what? I got it in the end. But anywho, like, comment, subscribe. Fucking, come on, guys. We're trying to get this up. Please and thank you. But yes, everyone that has watched, I appreciate you. Anyone that hasn't made it this far, it's okay. We don't need you. Everyone that has, I appreciate you. Also, I need to put my glasses on so I can see, guys. Because I feel like I can see. But yes, hopefully you guys have all had a great week. I am going to Ibiza, if that's how you say it, with my girl and my nephew. He's my nephew, no. This weekend. So I will not be on Carnival, sadly. Even though I've not really ever really attended Carnival. I think last year and the year before that I went like 5 o'clock and I kind of stayed on the outskirts, didn't really go in the pits, didn't really experience Carnival. And I was meant to do it this year, but then the whole plans of going to Ibiza, my girl and my nephew, yeah, ended up being the plans that we're going to do this weekend, which I'm looking forward to and I can't wait to see them. And then what else? Yes, I'm going to be posting this on Sunday, but I'm recording it today. Today is Thursday, the 21st at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, I need to go eat now. But again, no coffee, just water. Appreciate you all. And hopefully you guys all have a lovely, lovely week and weekend. And enjoy Carnival. Why did I just bite my word? Have fun at Carnival. Listen, and if a girl don't want to whine on you, don't grab her, okay? And furthermore, you lot, just be mindful. Be, on best behavior.